How many times have you looked at your bank statement at the end of the month, feeling that lump in your throat, not knowing how you're going to pay next week's bills? I know. That feeling of helplessness eats you alive. It's like running on a broken treadmill. The more you try, the more stuck you feel. The debts pile up, the bills never stop coming, and the only certainty seems to be that the month will end before the money does. But there's something you may not have heard yet. You don't need luck, an inheritance, or a massive salary to get out of this. You need a plan. And today, I'm going to show you a path. A real, accessible path that starts with just $25 a week. And if you have the courage to apply what I'm about to show you, those same 25 can turn into over $5,000 a month. Sounds impossible? That's exactly what many parents said, until they put the plan into action. Think about it. Everyone has small leaks during the week. That food delivery you barely enjoyed, the subscription to a service you don't even use anymore, or even money that slips away without you noticing. And that's where the turning point begins. What separates someone in debt from someone building wealth isn't how much they earn, but how they use what they have. Those $25 a week are the key. Not because of the amount itself, but because when properly directed, they activate something most people never learn: leverage. It's like planting a single apple seed. Seems small, but if you care for it, one day it becomes a tree. And that tree bears fruit. Lots of fruit. Every week. And the best part, you can plant another, and another, and another. That's the power of a smart plan. I want to introduce you to a simple system that has been helping entire families get out of the hole. It's what I call the 4-layer multiplication system. No secrets, no magic formulas. Just a step-by-step. And the first step is to change the way you think about money. Purposeful financial education. It's not enough to know you need to save. You need to understand why you're doing it. Every dollar spent today is a piece of your future you're giving away. The question that changes everything is this expense buying my freedom or my prison? When you start seeing money with that kind of clarity, transformation begins. It's like replacing a blindfold with a map in your hands. You begin to walk with direction, not just impulse. The second layer is using those $25 to activate smart active income. And what does that mean? It means turning small amounts into micro-actions that generate returns. I'm talking about things anyone with a phone and internet connection can do. Reselling products on marketplaces, offering simple services in your neighborhood, using apps that pay for small tasks, selling organization kits, perfumes, homemade food, desserts, whatever there's demand for in your area. A real-life example. A single mother named Carla started with $20 buying handmade soaps in bulk and reselling them with a 250% profit margin. In the first month, she made $200. In the second, $900. In 6 months, she was making over $5,000 a month. That didn't happen because she got lucky. It happened because she understood one thing. Small profits, added consistently, turn into powerful income. The third layer is where the game changes, turning part of that income into passive income. With the first profits, the instinct is to spend. And this is where the rich and the poor part ways. Poor people spend when they get paid. Rich people invest. Today, accessible platforms let you invest $25, $50 a week in income-generating assets. Real estate funds, dividend-paying stocks, bonds with compound interest, stable cryptos. This becomes a silent income machine. Picture an engine running all the time, even while you sleep. That's it. And when you reinvest what that engine generates, it grows. That's the magic of compound interest. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. And he wasn't joking. It turns someone who was a slave to their salary into the owner of their income. But none of this holds without the fourth layer, mindset. Most people fail because they give up before seeing the results. Because they compare themselves to people who are years ahead. Because they listen to family and friends saying, "That doesn't work, that's silly, you're going to lose money." But let me tell you something important. The ones criticizing you are often stuck in the same cycle. You need to break that. Not to prove anything to anyone, but for yourself. For your family. For your future. The silent wealth mindset is the one that grows without noise. That accumulates without showing off. That plants every day, even when no one is watching. As an old proverb says, The Chinese bamboo takes 5 years to break through the ground, but once it does, it grows 25 meters in just 6 weeks. Your journey may feel slow at first, but when the fruits come, everything changes quickly and irreversibly. You can start today. Take $25. Look at them as your key. Choose a simple active income model. Use your free time. Even half an hour a night is a good start. Multiply. Save a part. Invest. Learn a little more every week. Repeat. Protect your growth. And don't stop. It may seem small in the beginning, but after a while, you'll look back and realize you built something big with almost nothing. And that's the most powerful part of this journey. It starts from zero, but it doesn't end with limits. Now that you understand the 4 layers that can turn your $25 a week into $5,000 a month, we need to go even deeper. Because knowing the path isn't enough, you have to be ready for the obstacles. And the first obstacle is the environment you live in. Often, the biggest blocks come from inside your own home. A partner who doesn't believe, kids who need attention, relatives who criticize your choices. But let me tell you something. Financial change starts with a change in posture. You're the one who sets the tone. If you show that you're committed, that you have a plan, and that every action now has a reason, the people around you will start to understand. And even if they don't at first, they'll respect you when results start to show. Because results silence criticism. Results turn doubt into admiration. So don't waste time trying to convince others. Convince yourself with action. Another key point that needs to be part of this conversation is consistency. You might start off excited, full of energy, but there will be weeks when everything seems to go wrong. Weak sales, personal problems, unexpected situations. It's normal. But what separates those who succeed from those who give up is the ability to keep going even without immediate results. It's like the gym. No one gets strong from the first workout. But the ones who show up every day, even when they don't see any difference, are the ones who truly transform their bodies. With money, it's the same. Those $25 a week are your daily weights. And each week is 1 repetition. Don't skip it. Don't break the habit. Don't say, "This month I can't." Make this a pact with your future. Because consistency creates what others call luck. And when luck shows up, you'll already be ready. Now let's talk about something almost no one mentions. Financial protection. When you start making more money, the natural tendency is to increase your spending. This is called lifestyle. It's when someone starts earning $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month, and without realizing it, spends it all. Buys things to reward the effort, takes on new debt, and ends up back in the cycle. That's why part of your plan needs to include protecting what you've earned. By creating an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of your basic expenses. This isn't a luxury, it's a shield. It's what will prevent a health issue, unemployment, or a crisis from wiping out everything you've built. And when that fund is in place, you'll feel something you maybe haven't felt in years. Peace. The feeling of not depending on anyone. The peace of knowing you can breathe even when the world gets tight. Another very important chapter of this journey is building authority and credibility in what you do. Remember the active income we talked about at the beginning? Whether you're selling products, offering services, or creating content, you need to think about reputation. And reputation is built through delivery. If you promise to deliver a cake, deliver it on time. If you say you'll take care of a garden, do it with care. If you're selling online, treat people with respect. It sounds simple, but that's what builds customer loyalty. And loyal customers bring recurring income, referrals, and growth. That's what turns a side hustle into a real business. And when your name becomes a reference, the market starts coming to you, not the other way around. That's a powerful shift. Because when people trust you, price stops being the main factor. And that's when your income starts to scale without constant physical effort. And to wrap it up, we need to talk about legacy. Everything you're building isn't just to pay bills or live a better life. It's to leave a mark. Your kids are watching you. They see how you respond to challenges, how you handle money, how you treat your responsibilities. The greatest inheritance you can leave isn't a house or a car, it's a mindset. It's showing that it's possible to fall and get back up. That even without help, without a degree, without support, You can start over with dignity. That inspires. That transforms. And even if today you feel far from the ideal, remember, legacy isn't born ready. It's built through small daily actions. So keep going. Every dollar saved, every customer well served, every investment made is a seed planted. And one day, your children, and maybe even your grandchildren, will harvest the fruits of what you decided to start today. Marcus Hill was a 39-year-old truck driver living in rural Missouri. Married, 2 kids, behind on rent, maxed out credit cards, and an old car that spent more time in the shop than on the road. Gas prices kept rising, but his salary didn't. Tired of working 14 hours a day and still running out of money at the end of the month, Marcus had a breakdown at a gas station, alone, crying inside the truck's cabin. That's when he made a promise to himself, "I won't die poor." That night, during his rest break, he saw a YouTube video titled, "How to Start Investing with Just $25 a Week." He laughed. It sounded like internet talk, but something in that phrase stuck with him. In the days that followed, he started watching more videos about finances. He took notes, created a simple spreadsheet, and even though he was in debt, he decided, every week as soon as he got paid, he'd set aside $25, no matter what. Marcus knew nothing about the stock market. He had never invested, didn't know what an ETF was, and thought stocks were only for the rich. But he started small. He opened an account on a popular brokerage, used YouTube videos as a guide, and bought his first stock fraction, 0.75 of a fund called VTI, which basically replicates the performance of all US companies. Not trying to get rich fast, Marcus stuck to the plan. Every Friday, religiously, he transferred $25. Sometimes he skipped eating out, sometimes he didn't buy snacks for his kids, but he explained, "It's just for now. Daddy's building our future." At first, he watched the value go up and down. Sometimes he got frustrated. But he remembered what he had learned. The key isn't timing the market. It's staying in the game. And he stayed in. 4 months. 4 years. 2 years later, Marcus had about $2,600 invested. It didn't seem like much, but something magical started to happen. The value started to grow on its own. And that return was reinvested automatically. Instead of spending the gains, he reinvested everything. He started studying more. Discovered U.S. real estate funds that paid dividends. Bought fractions of solid companies that paid monthly returns. He built a routine, listening to finance podcasts on the road, reading articles during rest stops, and began diversifying. He started to understand he was building something much bigger than money. He was building freedom. Slowly, the dividends began covering small things. First the family streaming services, then the electric bill. And every month, the snowball got bigger. He felt proud of every cent earned without physical labor. By his 5th year, Marcus had accumulated over $17,000. That's because, on top of the weekly $25, he started increasing the amount whenever he could. When he got a bonus at work, he invested it all. When he sold his old car, he put half the money into investments. Then came the pandemic. While many panicked, Marcus watched the market crash and got scared. But he remembered what he had learned: big crashes are big opportunities. Instead of stopping, he went all in. He invested even more during the crisis. 2 years later, not only had his portfolio recovered, it had doubled. By age 42, Marcus had $150,000 invested and over $900 a month in passive income. It was the exact amount of his monthly rent. For the first time, he slept peacefully knowing his family's roof was guaranteed, without needing to work for it daily. Today, at 46, Marcus lives with his wife in a small house he bought in cash using part of his profits. He still drives sometimes, but only by choice. Most of his income comes from investments, about $5,300 a month in dividends and compound interest. He started a small YouTube channel where he shares his story, teaches other drivers to do the same, and became a kind of mentor for people who earn little but dream big. His kids are now learning to invest from a young age. And when someone asks what changed his life, Marcus responds with the calm voice of someone who made it. It all started with one decision. It wasn't luck. It was a choice. The choice to invest $25 a week, every week. No excuses. No stopping. This journey is yours. But you are not alone. Hundreds of parents are hearing these same words right now, looking for the same way out, feeling the same pain. And the shift begins with a choice. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and comment below, "I am in control." Because when you declare that, you stop being a victim of your bills and start being the author of your story. And I'll be here, every step of the way, bringing tools, ideas, and paths. Because you can. You deserve it. And you've already begun. If you felt that this video spoke to you, write in the comments, "I choose freedom." Because that simple phrase might be your turning point. And if you want to